या निधि, आई थिंक इंटरनेट गॉट डिस्कनेक्टेड। यस निधि, टेल मी।
तो मैं कही थी मुझे ये मॉडल बहुत प्लेन लगा, इसमें कुछ ऐड कर सकते हैं ऐसे जिससे कि थोड़ा
उसमें
इंटरेस्टिंग बने।
उसमें बस तुम
लाइक इसमें
थोड़े से
फ्लावर्स तो ऐड करेंगे
फंक्शन।
नहीं।
हाँ,
लाइक इसमें कुछ ऐसे फ्लावर्स वगैरह तो ऐड करेंगे नहीं, इसमें क्या ऐसा ऐड करें कि जिससे
तुम्हारा
इंटरेस्टिंग लगे।
किचन का बैलेंस्ड है, अगर तुम कुछ और करोगे वो ओवर क्राउडेड लगेगा। तुम्हें बस फंक्शनैलिटी दिखाना है और कुछ नहीं करना।
ओके सर।
फंक्शनैलिटी से तुम्हारे नंबर
अच्छा।
बहुत अच्छे हो जाएंगे, क्योंकि कलर बैलेंस्ड है, राइट अप ऑन द पॉइंट है, अलाइनमेंट अच्छा है।
ओके
लेकिन
सर।
जस्ट बिकॉज एवरीथिंग लाइक 2D, वो पूरा कार्टूनिश लग रहा है, 3D मॉडल नहीं लग रहा है।
फिर वो एक्चुअली मटेरियल में इकट्ठा करने में टाइम लग गया था, तो मैंने थोड़ा
मतलब
टाइम मैनेजमेंट
एटलीस्ट
होगा।
बहुत डिटेल्ड तो नहीं, लेकिन थोड़ा बहुत।
ओके।
ओके, लाइक फ्यू।
तो मैं सिंक बनाने वाली थी,
हाँ,
बट फिर
देखो जैसे मैं
बट
बताता हूँ, हाँ तुम सिंक बना देती, फ्रिज ओपनिंग वाला होता, एक ड्रॉर
बट
उसका
सर
खुला हुआ होता और बाकी तुम डिपिक्शन कर देती। हाँ निधि बताओ।
बट सर सिंक अगर मैं बनाती ऐसे उसमें सिर्फ वो स्क्वायर कट हो जाता, ऐसा बनाती तो वो अंदर का दिखता ना सब, इसलिए मैंने
उसको
नहीं
तुम
करा।
कट बनाती, एक जो पेपर फोल्डिंग से तुम लोगों ने
डेप्थ करके बनाते। ओके।
हाँ, पेपर फोल्डिंग से तुम वो क्यूबॉइड, ओपन क्यूबॉइड बना लेते हो ना, बस उसको ऊपर
यस
से
सर।
आग लगा देती।
ओके सर।
ओके, वो चीज कर सकते हैं ना।
यस सर।
और उस क्यूबॉइड में हल्का सा होल कर, सिर्फ ब्लैक कलर का छोटा सा सर्कल काट के रख दो, तो वो डिपिक्शन हो जाता है कि उसमें जो ओपनिंग होती है।
हाँ ड्रेन है।
हाँ, ड्रेन के लिए। परफेक्ट। जब अगर वहां पे तुम 2D करोगी तब एक्सेप्टेबल होगा, क्योंकि तुमने ज्यादातर 3D करा है। अब जैसे तुमने ड्रॉर बनाया, जरूरी नहीं कि तुम सारे ड्रॉर बनाओ, एक ड्रॉर बनाती उसको थोड़ा सा खुला छोड़ देती, क्योंकि वो 3D है।
ओके।
बाकी सब तुम पेस्ट आउट कर देती, जो चिमनी था
एंड
उसको तुम
उसके
थ्री,
अंदर हम
हाँ।
रख सकते थे।
हाँ, और जो तुम्हारा चिमनी था वो थोड़ा 3D कर देती। फ्रिज के डोर दोनों ओपन होते हैं।
चिमनी एक्चुअली मुझसे 3D बन नहीं रही थी, मैंने ट्राई किया था, उसमें भी
हाँ,
टाइम चला गया मेरा। चिमनी 3D बनी हुई मुझसे, मैंने ट्राई करा था उसको बनाने का।
नहीं, चिमनी का क्या करते, चिमनी का कटआउट करते, उसके बाद ना उसको थोड़ा थोड़ा सा बॉर्डर लेके कटिंग कर देते हैं और उसको फोल्ड कर देते हैं स्कोरिंग से।
हाँ सर वैसे ही ट्राई किया था, बट वो ना कॉज वो सीधे नहीं है ना
हाँ
रेक्टेंगल,
नहीं,
तो
तो
कभी नीचे से स्लैंटिंग है।
जहाँ पे तुम्हारा शेप चेंज हो रहा है ना, जो एज कर्विंग पॉइंट है, उसको बस वहां पे हल्का सा
वहां से कट होगा।
कट कर देते, वो तुरंत ही बन जाता।
तो मैंने वैसे ट्राई किया था, नहीं हुआ, मैं दोबारा ट्राई करूँगी एक बार।
दोबारा ट्राई करना, क्योंकि वो ज्यादा जरूरी है, वो अच्छा लगेगा तुम्हारे में। लाइक जो
ओके।
3D शेप बेसिक पेपर वाले, तो बेसिकली ट्रिपेजियम और क्यूबॉइड ही है ना।
हाँ
तो
हाँ
आप
हाँ।
बेसिक क्यूबॉइड ट्रिपेजियम भी पूरा बना के और क्यूबॉइड बना के लगा सकते हो।
ओके।
घर में तो चिमनी ऐसे हाफ तो होती नहीं, पूरी होती, तो वो ट्रिपेजियम तो पूरा ही दिखता है ना, ट्रिपेजियम और जो क्यूबॉइड होता है
हाँ।
वो तो विजिबल रहता है ना सारे घरों में, चिमनियों में। तो अब ऐसे भी बना के बस उसको स्टिक करके उसमें बस डिटेलिंग के लिए जो भी रहता है ना, लाइक मार्किंग्स रहती है, बस उसको डिटेलिंग में स्टिक करके वर्क देते, बहुत अच्छा लगता है वो।
ओके सर।
ठीक है, सो आई
एंड
विल
सर
गिव
मार्क्स।
यू, या 10।
सर आपने निधि से पहले सारे चेक कर लिए?
नहीं दीप, तुम कहाँ थी?
सर एक्चुअली सर मैं
हाँ,
ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाई थी, बट मैंने अब कर लिया।
हाँ तो तुम लास्ट तक रुको।
सर एकदम लास्ट?
यस,
सर
जिसका निकल
सबमिट
गया
तो
वो
बट
एकदम
मैंने टाइम पे किया था ना।
हाँ, तो तुम थी कहाँ जब तुम्हारा रिव्यू हो रहा था?
सर आपने रिव्यू दे दिया, फिर अभी आप लास्ट में दोगे?
तुमको तुम्हारा नाम 2 बार चिल्लाया था, कहाँ है द्वीप, कहाँ है द्वीप, द्वीप दिखी
ओके
नहीं।
सर मैं वेट करूंगी, इट्स ओके।
यस।
So I'm also left.
जिसका जिसका भी रह गया गाइस क्लास में, आप लोगों ने, मैंने नाम अगर लिया है इनसे, निधि से पहले जिसका जिसका हुआ है, अगर आप नहीं थे इसलिए नहीं हुआ, तो वो लास्ट में होगा, ठीक है।
सर मैं थी क्लास में, मैंने कैमरा भी ऑन किया था, बट फिर आपने किसी और को अटेंड कर लिया।
नहीं, तुमने बोला नहीं ना कि यस सर, और कुछ भी थोड़ा एक्नॉलेज तो करती ना। मैंने तो 2 बार
सर
नाम
मैंने
लिया था,
कैमरा।
अनुभा।
ओके सर।
आपने कैमरा ऑन किया था, लेकिन आपको एक बार एक्नॉलेज करना था ना कि सर मैं हूँ कि नहीं। जैसे
यस सर।
बाकी सब स्टूडेंट्स भी तो कह रहे थे ना यस सर।
यस सर।
तो ज्यादा है नहीं,
सर कैन यू प्लीज
इतना
रिव्यू
ही
माय
है,
नोट्स नाउ।
3 4 ही है, हाँ।
सर मैं पूछ रही थी कि जो मॉडल है वैसे वो क्लीन है या फिर नहीं, जिसमें
हाँ
कुछ इम्प्रूव कर। क्लीन है या फिर नहीं है, मतलब मैं सीधे नहीं
क्लीन
लगवा।
है, सिर्फ 2D का प्रॉब्लम है मुझे उस पूरे मॉडल में। कुछ ऐड सब्ट्रैक्ट नहीं
ओके
करना है, सिर्फ 2D का 3D का प्रॉब्लम है। उसको जहां तुम 3D करोगे तुम्हारा मॉडल बहुत अच्छा दिखेगा। और फ्रिज का जो हल्का सा ऊपर का ओपनिंग है वो सही कर दो, वो नहीं अच्छा है।
ओपनिंग मतलब जो मैंने
उसका ऊपर का पेपर हल्का सा अनपेस्ड है।
ओके 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 सर।
ठीक है, उसमें कुछ ऐड मत करना क्योंकि फिर क्राउडेड लगेगा।
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
Sir, can you please review my model now?
Vasundhara, your model will be going to according to the name now. So Nidhi done, Parnika.
Yes, sir. Hi, sir.
हाय, चलो देखें आज आपने क्या बनाया। कल तो बहुत ओ
उतना अच्छा तो नहीं है, sir.
ओके
Sir, I didn't
डिजाइनर,
have red paper, so I used of red.
इट्स ओके। I have made a replica workplace of a fashion designer boutique name on designer world. As we know, designers work is so tiring, so I have used soothing colors in the interior so that the designers can have peace and be calm. Thank you। आंख भर आई मेरी ये सुन के। Unique methods used. I've used thermocol balls and clay to show off the softness of the system. The paper cups have been used for the chairs. Upper hard part of the cups are used as aesthetic hanger. I have made lettering of the shop name through bias. Thread is also used as designer's chair. Okay. चलो अब तुम्हारा देखा जाए मॉडल।
I forgot to add the thing on the left, it's changing room.
Oh,
Like
oh
right,
yeah.
I had to add that in right up. I forgot to do that.
I like the stool, little cute dresses. इतना बड़ा स्ट्रिंग नहीं होता है बेटा। Proportion, like if you see the proportion of the
Yes, sir.
fabric and the thread, it's too big. It's like swinging a rope in a dress. Okay, so वो proportionate रखना। And what is this?
I
Which
had only that
line?
thread with me, sir.
Huh?
It's like a manic queen.
I know, but
It's like a dress. I stuck
yeah,
it on.
but it's uncleaned.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Parnika, some elements are very good. For example, dresses, chair, stool, chair, the design world, the changing room is there, and the sitting area is also good. But I have a doubt for this mannequin which is just lying over there, just lying. Okay.
Yes,
Also,
sir. I'll change that.
it's a tailor thing now, like which you made the tailor. If you want to show the open, I can't understand the partition of this transparent wall
It's
because
like the
if you
stitching
see the
area is
flooring,
separate
if
and
the
uh,
if the see the flooring, my flooring is started from this reception area and it's include everything. How I'm going to enter into tailor's area?
okay,
You are not making the three
got it,
walls,
sir.
but we
I've
are
covered that.
imagining. But we are imagining three walls.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay, so these things you have to keep in the mind. Also, you can't
Okay.
just like make it and just lie it down. At least stand
I
it.
had to cover one more side. Yes,
Not
sir.
cover, but at least the if you are doing giving the
Yes,
transparent
sir.
area,
That yeah.
make some door or something. I really like the hanger part.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I really like the hanger part. I think the composition is not fitted that much well. You can show a lot of
Yes,
good.
sir.
because you made lot of little details, but the composition is not coming together.
Only the sewing machine thing or the complete thing, sir?
The complete thing. Because you see the
Okay.
changing room looks perfect and your reception is nice, but
Yes,
the
sir.
mannequin and the tailoring area where you done lot of good work which is not highlighting.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
so that you have to be like
Yeah,
composition
sir.
of like tailoring room. Even you can make a
Yeah.
one hemisphere ka wall, hemisphere size mein, like curvy wall with slightly open where the tailoring thing is happening, and after that you can just stick this hanger.
Okay.
So you can see the tailors also,
Yeah.
you can access with
Yes,
them
sir.
also, but it's a partition
It will be standing.
and it
Got
will
it,
look
sir.
stylish
Yeah.
also. Just a
Yes,
curvy
sir.
hemispherical wall or semi-hemispherical wall,
Got
1/3, 1/4. Okay,
instead of the
like
OHP. Yeah.
yeah, like a quarter. You see a quarter,
Okay,
na?
sir. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, na?
Like from
So
that
just
wall, yeah.
yeah. So it will
Yes,
be
sir.
look
Yes,
more
sir.
interesting, and I can see a lot
Got
of
it.
things.
Makes sense, sir.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Panika,
yeah.
today I can't give you a lot of marks.
It's okay.
Okay.
I know, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, today I'll score
I know
you
how
only
much, sir.
10 marks.
Okay,
Hello?
sir. Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Panika. Panika, don't do this in the exam, okay, please. Okay, Prachi.
Yeah. Yeah, sir. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Okay. Prachi, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Newspaper was in the exam? Oh, no, was in the list or not?
Yes, sir. You allowed.
Write up is there. Oh, nice. Prachi, good. Okay,
Sir,
yeah, Prachi, I like it. I like your product. The product is clean. It's rightly cutted. The I think the mannequin is not in proportion, I guess. Let's see the video. Yeah, the mannequin having some problem. I like the summary vibe and I like the 3D view, and over that you put the OHP sheet also. And I like use of depiction of the paper also. Okay.
ओके सर। सर मैं ना पीछे में वीएम बनाना चाहती थी ताकि उसमें मैं कुछ एक ड्रेस डालूं जो आपने बोला था क्लोथ्स यूज करने के लिए, लेकिन वो टाइम नहीं रहा, इस वजह से मैं ट्रांसपेरेंट शीट फिर
नहीं,
लगा दी उसमें।
तुम्हें अगर पीछे तुमने जो देखो तुम्हारा डिफरेंट है ये, ठीक है।
सही है।
अब हाँ, ये डिफरेंट है, ये अच्छा है। बस तुमने क्या किया, तुम्हारे में सिर्फ पूरे प्रोडक्ट में कमी थी, एक ड्रेस जो तुम आगे मैनिक्विन पे भी डाल सकती थी।
यस सर, वो टाइम की वजह से रह गया मेरा, नहीं तो मैं सोची टिश्यू पेपर से मैं ड्रेस बनाऊं और उस
हाँ
तो उस वीएम में डालूं या फिर आगे में मैं वो ड्रेस डालती।
हाँ, तो बस वो एक ड्रेस की कमी थी, बाकी तो आई थिंक एवरीथिंग यू कवर्ड वेरी वेल।
और सर मैंने टेबल में जो पियानो का इंस्पिरेशन लिया है, टेबल के शेप से।
चलो
ओके। और सर कॉफी मग से मैंने चेयर बनाया।
So I will give you 12 marks. ओके, प्रोडक्ट
यस
तुम्हारा क्लीन था, बस तुम्हारा ड्रेस का कमी था और कुछ नहीं था। एक चीज समझना था, इससे ज्यादा करती तो ओवर लगता। ठीक है, अब बस ये चीज याद रखना, एग्जाम में इसको तुम और कैसे बेहतर कर सकती हो अगर तुम्हारे पास टाइम हो।
सर लाइक मैंने पीछे समर वाइब्स का थीम लिया है, तो वैसा मैं विंटर या फिर ऐसा वर्क प्लेस आता है तो ले सकती हूँ ना?
या
ओके। ओके सर।
क्योंकि तुम्हें एक चीज समझना पड़ेगा, तुमने वो डिजाइन हाउस चुना है जहां पे समर थीम है,
यस सर।
बस। ठीक
सर
है,
तो जो ड्रेस मैं अगर उस वीएम के अंदर डालती हूँ, ट्रांसपेरेंट सीट के अंदर, तो वो समर ड्रेस ही रहेगा या फिर वो गाउन वगैरह या
समर
कुछ भी डाल
समर
दूँ?
समर समर
ओके।
तुम्हारा कलेक्शन ही समर होना चाहिए। अगर तुम
ओके
कोई
सर।
ड्रेस डाल देती हो और वो समर से रिलेटेबल नहीं होता, यू विल लूज मार्क्स।
ओके सर। और
ओके,
सर वॉल सही था, वॉल पे जो मैंने न्यूज़पेपर कटिंग किया है?
अच्छा,
ओके सर, थैंक यू।
थैंक यू प्राची। हु इज द नेक्स्ट वन? प्रजिता।
Hi Tushar, am
हाय।
I audible? Hi Feroz this side.
यस फिरोज।
I was supposed to be with you. I got a meeting ID
ओ,
from
यू फॉर एलपीयू।
yeah.
Okay, Firoz, just I'll give you this feedback of this student. Then you can take your
Sure.
session, and after that I'll continue.
Done.
Done? Okay.
या तो अभी सर का सेशन है। अभी आप सब कुड यू प्लीज ऑल मे रिक्वेस्ट ऑल ऑफ यू टू स्विच ऑन द वीडियो। कैन यू ऑल ज्वाइन बिकॉज फिरोज सर हैज जॉइन यू स्पेशली टू गिव यू टुडे अ गाइडलाइन अबाउट योर राइट अप फॉर्मेट, क्या करना चाहिए कल के एग्जाम के लिए। ही विल गिव यू लॉट ऑफ एक्सपर्ट इनसाइड ओवर हियर and then you will continue like 7 p.m. feedback with Tushar sir after sir class। फिरोज सर से जो भी आपको और भी इनसाइट लेना है, गाइडलाइन लेनी है, वो सब। and we'll conclude today's all the session like Divya to Krishnanand Singh sir. What is this question mark Divya is all about? How do I know?
Okay, okay,
Oh,
guys, please everyone open up
can
your
we start
camera
the
for the
request?
interactive session.
I don't know, is that any request is required? Ashwini sir, could you please make few of our co-host, few of the volunteer here who wanted to do volunteer? Aishwarya active रहती है, Tushar sir is co-host. Could you please make Aishwarya also co-host? Amisha Misra also co-host. Can you help out your friend to switch on their video? It look nice
Yes,
when you
guys,
like.
yeah, everyone, please open up your camera. So, guys, Firoz sir is helping you for the writer. He is the expert from the industry. Just before the exam, we are here to help you out. So please ask all the kind of doubt in the terms of write-ups, and in if you are not understood my points, you can ask him also. He's he's very talented and is very knowledgeable person. Okay, so over to you, Firoz sir.
So, sir, as
Sir,
per
I'm
my
just logging
information,
in through. Yeah, hi. Hi, how are you? Just give me a moment. I'm logging in through a different system with my camera.
all right,
Just
sir.
another
All right,
second.
sir.
Just
All
Yeah,
another
right, sir.
30.
take
All
it,
right.
take your time, sir.
Take your time. That's not an issue. All right, Tushar, sir, you can start your foundation class in.
Yeah.
All right. Nice to
Okay,
see
guys,
many of you.
I get back to you guys at 7 o'clock. Okay, bye.
And we will conclude in a very soon, like soon that session also. We don't wanted you to have a late evening classes. I will check with the Pius also. We'll conclude within half an hour. I have discussed the same. We wanted to keep a late evening class, but decided not to keep. All right. So
Okay.
other doubts will not keep anything. And Tushar sir, okay, I'll check with the sir. We'll send you the format also. Whatever the due things are, that all we'll send it to you. Okay. Many of you are looking very tense. I was just checking everyone's face. Would love to see, you are looking like before exam. Wala pressure. Don't think much. जो भी पॉसिबल आप लोगों ने जो भी डाउट पूछा, वी आर ट्राइंग लाइक टू फिगर इट आउट, सबका सोल्यूशन जो हो सके। So आपके जितने भी question हो, obviously you get a different idea also. You can ask from Firoz sir also. Sir is from LPU University. We have discussed earlier also. Earlier, I think Manish sir is coming. He is into admission and marketing, but he is to a department head of, if I'm not wrong, into fashion design department. So sir will join and give you insight about write-up, content, or obviously his experiences. So if you have any query, you can ask him. Do ask the question. Ask him what next to be done. All this insight you can take from sir. So Firoz sir,
Am I audible now? Audible?
yeah, you are audible for me. I have discussed about your profile. We had a session earlier also, if you remember last year.
Yeah, I do remember.
One. Yeah. So I'm quite happy you are again here. We are meeting after so long.
I know,
And
I know. It's
and
always
one day before the exam, just few hours left is for a student exams. So I mean, you are helping so many students in LPU. I'm sure about the NIFT exam also. It will be helpful for the kids. And
Yeah.
in the last minute, they were more worried about their write-up format and other stuff. So
Yeah.
over to you, sir. Let's begin this session
Thank
now.
you so much. Thank you so much. And you know, being with creative people, aspiring designers, it's always a charm to be with you people. And thank you so much for this humbling introduction. So let me just briefly tell you what I do, and apart from what Tushar narrated. So I am a part of LPU family at the moment, but I'm a NIFT Delhi graduate. I have 15 years of experience. I graduated 15 years back, and it's like it's almost like a lifetime. कभी कभी सोचते हैं तो ऐसा लगता है कि ज़माना निकल गया. I'm also part of NIFT Delhi. I teach. I'm a guest visiting faculty there. I'm also a part of their jury panel for last 9 years. I happen to be a part of evaluation for situation test, and so it's always nice to be coming on such platform, explaining what needs to be done, explaining the experience that I had. So thank you so much first once again for having me. So as far as write-up is concerned, it's a very very interesting thing that it is done. So let me just briefly tell you what is situation test very, very briefly. Test is basically not an ideal situation that is given to you. It's a test where you are being judged, you are being evaluated, you are being monitored, how you behave in a certain situation. Okay. So let's consider that you walk into a bookstore. I hope I'm audible and बहुत तेज ज़्यादा तेज तो नहीं बोल रहा हूँ, जल्दी जल्दी तो नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So अगर आप एक book store में enter करते हैं, whenever you enter a book store, what is the first thing that when do you pick up a book? You pick up a book on title. The title has to be extremely interesting, right? It has to be very very catchy. It has to kind of guide a reader towards that shelf and make the reader to pick that book. Okay. So whenever you write a write-up, the title is very important. It's a very very important part where you are supposed to write one word, two word, or probably a 3-word title, which is attractive enough for the reader or the examiner in your case कि वो उसको आपके write-up को पढ़े. ठीक है? That is the first point, that you need to write a beautiful title. Okay. Second thing that you should be doing now, once you have picked up that book from the shelf, आपने book उतार लिया, आप let's go back to the book store. तो क्या करते हैं आप? पहला एक पन्ना पढ़ लेते हैं, which is got a small paragraph, which is called a preface, है ना? Preface is basically a paragraph that tells the reader कि आप बुक के अंदर क्या पढ़ने वाले हो. ठीक है? कभी कभी हम बुक को पलट के भी पढ़ते हैं. there is always a paragraph written there, और किसी टाइम्स, न्यूयॉर्क टाइम्स ने क्या बोला इस बुक के बारे में, all that. So whenever you're done with the title, the first step is developing a connection with the audience. कि एक ऐसी लाइन आप लिखें ताकि आप ऑडियंस से कनेक्ट हो सकें. This is called a storytelling. It's a very very beautiful craft that people have. इससे आप क्या होता है, आप एक कनेक्ट कर पाते हो with the audience. In your case, again, examiner is the audience here. So what you have to do is, for example, I'm going to give you an example. The example is कि आपने एक wheelchair design करनी है for people with special need. Let's assume that it's a situation test where you are supposed to design a wheelchair for a person of special need. How do we start it? Aishwarya, if I ask you, how are you going to start the paragraph?
So firstly, I'm gonna see what is happening behind their personality. First, if बाय चांस अगर उनके लेग वर्क नहीं करते तो मे बी आई एम गोना गो फॉरवर्ड एंड मेक समथिंग लाइक कि उनका लेग के लिए सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं वो प्रोडक्ट. Maybe that would help them to like move around a lot. And if for example अगर किसी का हाथ नहीं चल रहा है या something that maybe we could use something to make a product तो help कर सकते हैं उनके लिए. even if हमारे laptops में भी settings होते हैं for like blind people or for like less.
Aishwarya, I'm asking you, how are you going to write the first line?
First line maybe I'm gonna start with a quote.
Okay.
Yes.
Like what? Do you have something on top of your mind at the moment?
Not at the moment, but I will for sure. Like quote maybe would help the audience to grab the meaning of the essence of the product.
Okay. Manvi, how about you? What will you write?
So I haven't thought about quote or slogan that I would write, but yeah, I will. I'm thinking about it right now.
Acha. Okay, so my recommendation, whenever you write a writer, my recommendation is basically the first thing that you need to develop is a connection between you and the examiner. So I would recommend that, I would say that in 2024, I happened to visit an ashram or a hospital of where special needs were taken care, where life was challenging people and they were still getting up and going on to and moving on to different phases in their life. So something like that really helps the reader to understand that you are involved in that process of design. Now suddenly you know that you are not bluffing. Okay, so the point is you establish establish a particular connection. The second example I would like to do is if you are given a headgear for Ma Kali. Okay, so what could you write? Okay, so what can be possibly be written? Nidhi, if you can help us.
So first of all, it's नवरात्र चल रहा है तो उससे related हम कुछ कर सकते हैं अपने mind में.
Like a quotation.
या फिर
I'm asking the first line of the paragraph.
Okay, sir. She was known for ending the evil, so हम उस पे कुछ लिख सकते हैं.
Okay, and if
Okay.
I say that as per United Nations Sustainable Development Goal, equality is one of the goals that we have to achieve. Men, women has the equal right. Ma Kali symbolizes that female which have the energy to compete with the other sex. The moment you write that story, the moment you write one paragraph about your thing, it becomes much more impressive. So I will highly recommend that you guys SDG. Have you heard of this called SDG goals? Have you heard of this? Sustainable Development Goals. So I'm going to just briefly tell you what it is. So in around every 16, 17 years, United Nations comes up with certain goals for the entire world, which is very, very interesting. And if you involve those SDG goal in your write-up, you will suddenly realize that your chances of being evaluated better are much more. Okay, so these SDG goals, I'm just going to tell you very briefly what are these SDG goals. The first one is no poverty. Okay, so if you are supposed to design something which cater to people with who are living under the poverty line, so you can start like SDG goal, United Nations SDG goals. The first goal is no poverty. It is the most important, most crucial goal that we achieve as a humanity, as a nation. You can start with nation and then humanity. So the moment you write this, the examiner thinks, okay, you are a well-aware mind. आपको पता है आप क्या बोल रहे हो. So it becomes very, very interesting. Okay, the second SDG goal is zero hunger. Okay, zero hunger again, and a very important SDG goal. The third one is good health and well-being. It's very important that you have a good health and well-being. So you can obviously tell about SDG goal number 3. So that fourth one is basically equality, quality education. It's very important. Quality education gives you the power, the tool to earn better, to live a better life. Obviously, then other SDG goals like no hunger, other SDG goals are eventually covered under that. Okay? The fifth SDG goal is gender equality. We all know that men, female female and male are not given equal rights in terms of gender. Some places female are being dominating, the other places male are dominating. So there is no equality balance at the moment. So United Nations needs that if there is job opening, sex of an individual should not be a part of negotiation to give out that job. Okay, so men and women should give equal opportunities irrespective of their gender. The sixth one is clean water and sanitation, another very important basic human right of access to clean water and sanitation is very important. Then the seventh one have affordable clean energy. Affordable clean energy is extremely important, which is that everyone should have access to this clean energy. Okay, you don't have to really burn kerosene, you don't have to really burn other things to get clean energy. So that is very important. Decent work and economic growth. Obviously, it is almost everything is connected. Where you see, if you have been given quality education, you will get decent work, you will have economic growth, you will obviously there will be no poverty. So these are all connected, but very interestingly done. The fourth is innovation. Industry innovation and infrastructure. Obviously, this is very important as an economy also. So you can frame your sentences like that. India being one of the most economically stable economy of the world. So I would like to innovate my industry. I would like to design a building which has sustainable, which have clean energy. You can write about those buildings in case a building is a part of design the question. So reduce inequality. So it's not just about gender that is inequality. There are so many inequalities in terms of caste, creed, sex, in terms of religion, in terms of other things, in terms of your height, the way you look, the weight that you have. There's so many inequalities across the globe. So whenever you have, for example, body shaming, if you are supposed to do something on body shaming, you can write that we need to reduce inequalities as per SDG goal of United Nations. Okay. The fifth one is sustainable cities and communities. After COVID, it is very important कि आप जहाँ रह रहे हैं वो self sustainable हो, है ना? ऐसा नहीं कि आपको कहीं से और से चीजें लानी पड़ी. So whatever colony that you are living, whatever place that you are living should be self sustainable. You should have access to solar energy. God forbid something happens to a power plant. Another COVID thing happens, whatever. So you need to be very self sustainable. Please note this down, very important. Responsible consumption and production. Again, extremely important, where you need to consume responsibly and you need to produce responsibly. Okay? Fast fashion is again a very good example, where Zara, H&M, Forever 21, these are polluting the earth to another level. So when you write that as per SDG goals, and latest in France, what they've done is they have a impose tax on a production which is above certain level. तो आप जब ऐसी छोटी चीज, छोटी information अपने write up में लिखते हैं ना, so they really have a very good impact on the reader. The third is climate action. Climate, as we know, is there are catastrophe happening across the globe, floods, जहाँ पर बर्फ नहीं पड़नी चाहिए वहाँ बर्फ पड़ रही है, जहाँ tornadoes आ रहे हैं, there are earthquakes. Japan had earthquake. So there are certain climate action that needs to be taken. Life below water. Okay, another SDG goal where life below water is as important as life on land, right? If fishes are gone, the entire ecosystem goes for a toss. So this is SDG number 14. 15, life on land. Again, whatever, it's not just human, it is the entire species of living being, animal, birds, everything is counting and it's important. Sixth one is another very concept based, is peace, justice, and strong institution. What does it mean? It means that we as human need peace around us. There are riots around the globe. There are terrorist attack. There are so many bombing, human bombs available. There is a lot of problems across the globe. So you can mention Gaza, you can mention what happened in all the different troubled borders of the world. And strong institution. What does strong institution means? People, if they have a problem, there should be an institution which is strong enough. For example, the United Nations, it should be strong enough to control any war across the planet. Okay, so that's the 16th one. And the 17th one is partnership for goal. How you partner between nations, how you partnership with different industries to have sustainable living. Okay, so these are 70 sustainable goal. If you incorporate these sustainable goal anyhow in your conversation, in your write-up, believe me, it just works brilliantly well. Okay, it shows that you are aware. It shows that you are you have access to information, and you're using that information to create products, services, and to make a better tomorrow. Okay, so these sustainable goals are basically very important, not for today, for the future also. Okay, makes sense. I hope it's making sense. Okay, so when you have a title, a beautiful title, now the examiner has picked up your book. Another connection that you can see is, for example, you have a painting here. Yeah, let's assume this is a painting of a what do you call it, of a painter. Or so what happens when you enter an art gallery? So what is done? There is always a small sticker that is there in the paint, right, where there is a title and there's one paragraph that people write about their art. How does this help? It helps you in understanding कि भाई ये जो painting बनी है ये हाथी नहीं है. You know, it appears like an elephant. It's basically a conversation about life on land. It's about animal security. It's about animal problems. Okay, so the moment you read that one paragraph, you understand, oh, this is not this, this is this. Okay, so whenever an examiner, whenever even I evaluate people, so what happens is, so there is a sheet that is written. I read that sheet so that I know what were you thinking as a designer before developing a product. So I have a beautiful title. I have a beautiful first line that starts, I'm emotionally connected now. Now you give a brief. Why these colors? Why red? Why blue? Why this texture? And then at the end, what do you do? What is the possibly could be the third part of this write-up? Can anyone tell me?
So the key features.
हाँ,
Key features of the product.
की फीचर्स तो सेंटर में आ जाएगा. ठीक है, सेंटर शुड बी द की फीचर. द थर्ड part is the conclusion. How you conclude, how is it special to you, how is it better than other people. ठीक है, in just one paragraph. One, you have the title where you expose yourself and you give a very interesting, very catchy text title. Then you connect with the audience with one or two lines. Then you have your key features, and then comes your conclusion. Why is it important? Why is it? So basically everything is covered. Okay, as I was giving you an example of Ma Kali headgear. So what happens is the moment you talk about human equality, equality among sexes. So what happens? You're talking about now. You're talking about situation that is right now. Then also what you're doing is you're talking about SDG code. That means you're also talking about future. And then when you connect that entire thing to the Ma Kali, so what you're doing, you're taking human being or the audience to the past. So what you're doing is you're connecting the past with the present and predicting the future. So how beautifully it just merged together, and then it beautifully works well. So the first part is title. First is another one is the first punchline or key lines that you want to connect an audience. The second one becomes your key features, why this, why that, and then you conclude. Why is it important to you? How it is going to make a world a better tomorrow. Okay, so I hope it makes sense. Any questions till now? Always remember, as I said, always remember that you entered a bookshelf, how you want to pick up your book. Okay, this is how you want to write a write-up. Then also you also see visiting what do you call it, visiting live art exhibition. How are they doing it? So take it that ways. Okay, please keep your area clean, very and also there is one very important point I would like to share with you. I don't know how many of you have your thinking language and your vocal language and your written language the same. Okay, there are people who think in a different language, they speak into a certain language, and they write in certain language. Okay, for example, if you take an example of me, I'm very comfortable thinking in English and speaking in English and also writing in English. But that's not the case with everyone. There are people who struggle. So for that, I give an idea. What do you need to do? You need to very quickly in a rough sheet or rough side, you write in the language that you think. Okay, for example, you're a Punjabi or probably a Marathi. So whenever you're writing a paragraph, write it in that particular language. Okay, now what you do is you translate that into English. Okay, translation is much more easier for a lot of people to do rather than think and write. Okay, makes sense? So in case if you are comfortable thinking in Punjabi or Urdu or whatever, आप उर्दू हिंदी पंजाबी में लिखने उसको rough idea and then you translate. It becomes lot easier. आपकी गलतियां कम होगी, आपका जो thought है वो बड़ा clear होगा because आप सोच उस जबान में रहे हैं, है ना? Make sense?
Yes,
What is the question, sir? Is drawing? Can you someone read that question for me, please?
So she said, drawing a small picture and write up is allowed.
Drawing us, you should ideally do that. It is what happens is, अब आप एकदम नदी में कूद जाएंगे, आप एक समंदर में कूद जाएंगे without learning in swimming pool, what is going to happen? You are going to damage yourself, right? So it's ideally very good that you plan your layout on a sheet of paper on one side, very rough, and see how you want to do that. इससे क्या फायदा होगा? आपका एक प्रोपोर्शन पता चलेगा, आप कितना बड़ा कर सकते हैं. आप पहले सबसे पहले अपने सामान को खोलिए जो आपको अवेलेबल कराया गया. प्लीज स्प्रेड इट आउट ऑन अ शीट ऑफ पेपर सो दैट आपको पता रहे कि भैया मेरे पास 4 शीट्स हैं, आपके मेरे पास इतना टेप है, मेरे पास ये है, मेरा वो है, ठीक है. सो यू अंडरस्टैंड योर सिचुएशन फर्स्ट, देन जंप इनटू द एक्चुअल शीट मेकिंग. ऐसा ना हो कि ओके आपने पिंक लगाना था, अब आपके पास पेपर ही खत्म हो गया, कोई फायदा नहीं होगा, सोच के तो कोई फायदा नहीं होगा. सो यू प्लान इट ऑन अ शीट ऑफ पेपर, then you convert that into an actual product. That is something that you can do for the 3D model development. As far as concept development is concerned, it is very, very advisable. I give it this advice. अगर आपकी thinking और आपकी written language is not the same, write in whatever language you think and then translate that. It just works really, really well for people. I have given this advice to. Okay, आपकी गलतियां कम होंगी, आपके thoughts बहुत अच्छे आएंगे because बहुत आसानी से आप सोच पा रहे हैं. आप फोर्सफुली नहीं करेंगे उस चीज को, ठीक है. Am I right? Translation is a lot easier than thinking and writing, है ना? ठीक है जी. So this is something that I would highly recommend that you should do as a part of it. Spread out your time. Do not think कि आपने write up. अब आप लोगों को प्लान करना होगा, ठीक है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आपको एक पैराग्राफ इंग्लिश में लिखने में बहुत दिक्कत है, आपको आधा पौना घंटा लिख जाता है बिकॉज आप सोचते हो, फिर लिखते हो, फिर उसको ठीक करते हो, ठीक है. उसकी जगह आप जल्दी से लिख लें अपनी जबान में, को ट्रांसलेट कर लें, तो आधा घंटा इज 25-20 minutes is good enough. Okay, so just make sure that you have a nice title, then you have a good punchline, good one first liner, so that एग्जामिनर का दिल खुश हो जाए, अरे वाह ये बच्चा तो पढ़ा लिखा है, इसने एक्सपोजर है, इसको ये इंटरनेट पे चीजें पढ़ता है, इसको पता है दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है. एंड देन यू टॉक अबाउट योर मॉडल, हाउ इज इट कनेक्टेड टू दैट, एंड देन यू कंक्लूड ब्यूटीफुली, ठीक है. So for example, I'll take the same example of Makali's headgear. So once you are done with telling inequality among this thing, UN and everything, so you write, I hope and wish for a better tomorrow when men and women share the same space and are given equal opportunity. See how positive it looks, how positive it sounds, है ना? And it will always leave a very, very good impact on the listener who is reading it for you. Okay. Any other question?
So
yeah, also you can, if you have any difficulty in writing, whatever आपको मुश्किलात आती है आप मुझसे share करो. I probably might be able to give some solution for that. जी.
So I was asking, like, we have to do the doodle of the, like, whatever concepts we are having or the ideas that we are getting. So we have to do it on the like a rough sheet or on the sheet which is for the write-up sort of thing.
You can do it in a rough sheet. पीछे कर लो. You can always erase it. Do not write it like a with 4B pencil or 6B pencil. Don't make it as dark as possible. ठीक है. Just be very. See, I'll tell you something very important. पहली चीज जो आपके लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है वहां पर क्रिएटिविटी है, ठीक है. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर द एग्जामिनर टू अंडरस्टैंड कि भाई जो मैं चेक कर रहा हूँ वो एक क्रिएटिव इंसान का है. सो कुछ लोगों को पॉइंटर्स में लिखना पसंद है, दे कैन राइट इन पॉइंट्स, दे कैन सेग्रीगेट द थॉट इन राइटिंग पॉइंट. और यू इफ समवन इज गुड विद पोएम्स, अगर आप खुद एक पोएम बना के लिखना चाह रहे हैं, all well and good. So what they are looking is for individualistic designer, people who are independent in their thoughts. आपको लगता है कि आप अच्छे से शुरू कर सकते हो, तो प्लीज अपनी जो स्किल्स हैं उनको अच्छे से उभार के दिखाओ. ये नहीं कि आपने कमजोरियां आपने दिखा दी, ठीक है. सो यू कैन ऑलवेज डूडल, यू कैन ऑलवेज राइट एंड देन कन्वर्ट दैट.
Also, sir, like suppose we got a question where we have to make a bag. So in the final write-up, can I make a silhouette of a bag and then write inside it like the my write-up?
Uh, I think as far as you are able to utilize the word limit that is given, that's fine. That's your presentation, how you want to do that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
It's basically also what difference you are also doing that. ठीक है, limit अगर जैसे 70 से 100 words के बीच में, तो maintain that, and presentation is all up to you. And believe me, when we talk about NIFT, when we talk about these creative schools, it's very important that your creativity comes out. Okay, जैसे आपकी handwriting अच्छी होनी चाहिए, ठीक है, you write it in a nice handwriting. अगर आप small में पूरा अच्छा नहीं लिख पाते, full caps में लिख लें. Have a nice quotation that reminds you of that concept. You can do a lot of things as different as you want. You can do that. लकीर के फकीर तो सभी हैं, है ना? People who stand out different are different, no doubt about it. Any other question, guys? Do we have with black or blue pen? Blue is something that I'll aim, because as a student it is the color that we use, but as a designer I always land up using black. So I think that does not make a difference.
Sir, if
Ji.
they ask to make a model for memories, so what type of things we can make?
Your voice was breaking. Can someone repeat it for her?